Time now for a look at the top business news, and I'm pleased to announce Brian Quinn, our business editor, has joined us in the studio. Good to see you, sir. Starting in the US, with some of the country's biggest employers are going on a hiring spree. Tell us more.
Indeed, Amazon says it's preparing to hire 75,000 new employees to meet booming demand. The e-commerce giant offering $1,000 signing bonuses in some areas. McDonald's, too, looking to boost its workforce by 10,000 people as it offers 10% raises to 30,000 existing employees. The companies nationwide are finding themselves forced to offer better wages as they struggle to find candidates to hire. Andrew Hillier has the story.
A hiring spree from one of the world's largest online retailers. Amazon's decision to hire another 75,000 employees comes as demand continues to soar. But it won't be easy getting that many new recruits on the payroll. As the US economy bounces back, analysts saying labour is drying up. To lure new staff, the company has recently introduced pay rises and a bonus for employees who get vaccinated.
So we're now in an environment where employers are asking themselves the question, do we need to pay more or make other adjustments to bring employees onto our payrolls? And I think that there is going to be more of this in the future, where wages are going to increase in many cases because essentially employers have no other choice.
Amazon isn't the only company raising pay and conditions to attract new workers. McDonald's has also announced that it will hire an extra 10,000 staff, whilst lifting hourly wages for more than 30,000 workers by around 10% to face off a labour crunch. Those changes won't apply to its franchise restaurants, which account for nearly half of the chain's revenues. But those headline figures hide a grim reality that the US comeback is far from finished. Nearly 10 million Americans are still unemployed, a far cry from the 5.7 million who were out of work before the start of the pandemic in February last year. Still, encouraging signs in the labour market are continuing to emerge. Last week, the number of Americans seeking unemployment benefits fell to below 500,000, a new pandemic low.
South Korea has unveiled a massive investment in its microchip industry amid ongoing global shortages. On Thursday, the country announced a $450 billion 10-year blueprint organized by the administration of President Moon Jae-in and to be spearheaded by Korean industry leaders Samsung and SK Hynix. Samsung plans to increase spending on semiconductor research and production by 30%, up to $151 billion by the end of the decade, while Hynix is committing just over $200 billion. The US, China, and the EU are all seeking to ramp up their own chip production as a global shortage has hamstrung the auto industry in recent months. Chips are already South Korea's leading export. Moon wants his country to stay a global leader. Take a listen.
We will achieve our goal of becoming the world's top integrated device manufacturer, including system on chips, by 2030. Based on the prowess of the country's semiconductor industry, we will also gain competitive edges in all industries to take a new leap into the post-coronavirus era.
Time for a check on the day's trading action. Wall Street bounced back Thursday after rising U.S. inflation data sparked a sell-off in Wednesday's session. A bit of seesawing over today's trading as a new report showing U.S. producer prices rising twice as fast as expected renewed those fears a bit. The Dow and the S&P 500 still managing to close up around 1.25%, while the Nasdaq finished the day up around 0.75%. European indexes mixed on Thursday as those inflation fears weighed on investor sentiment. London finishing the day down around 0.6%, Paris and Frankfurt closing with some minor gains. Crude oil, meanwhile, tanking as India's ongoing COVID-19 crisis sends global demand projections lower. The restarting of that U.S. gasoline pipeline crippled by hackers also reversing a recent rally. Brent crude and WTI both trading down around 3.5%. And finally, for business, a new lease on life for aging Barbies. Toy maker Mattel is launching a collection drive for used models of the iconic dolls, along with its classic Matchbox toy car brand. The idea there to recycle the toys to keep them out of attics or worse, landfills. France, one of the 5 countries taking part in the pilot program that Mattel is calling Playback. Toy industry is increasingly trying to green itself as environmental concerns mount among parents. Here in France, an anti-waste law means toy recycling will soon be mandatory. Currently, around 120,000 tons of toys end up in French trash cans each year. Mark, I'd just like to say, nice try, Mattel. I'm keeping my Barbies.
Indeed. Brian, thank you very much indeed. Brian there with
pleasure.
All the Business. Here's to toy recycling, another toy story.